Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes. We live right now. WTP Sports Dudes, game day. I got my man Parlay Poe and
Yes,
my
sir.
man Level Up Sports Team. How y'all feeling
What's
today? Y'all
going on?
good?
What's
Pretty
going
good,
down?
pretty good.
Hey,
Saturday
listen,
morning football.
I see you made sure you was gonna be dressed today, huh? You weren't gonna have on nothing red today, huh?
Nah, we can't do that.
Right. Man, what did y'all think about that Illinois and Nebraska game last night?
Barn burner.
Barn burner.
Barn burner. It was a good, and I was watching it with watching some of it with a Nebraska fan too, Brian Harris.
Oh, you was with Harris last night?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I ain't seen him in a minute, man.
yeah, we was we was watching it. Well, they had a Frankie Beverly all white thing, but I had my phone on had phone on the game, and he kept saying, "We up, we tied." And then when I kept showing him the score, whatever, he like blaming on everybody else, like
Right.
usual.
Yeah, yeah, you heard that.
Yeah, it was definitely a great game, man. I think I was looking at it as one of the games of the year so far.
Yeah,
It was that good of a game, and I didn't catch the end, and I fell asleep. I think like the last 4 minutes of the game after they both made turnovers, and then to see the outcome, I was a happy man because I picked Illinois to go with the upset in Lincoln yet last night. I picked
yeah,
them upset.
Yeah, it was man, it was a really good. I watched it from start to finish, man, because I wanted to see if Illinois was really a 3-0 team and if Nebraska was really a 3-0 team. And both of them, either one of them could have won that game, man. It was such a good game. But Illinois outlasted them. And the thing I liked at the end was whenever you go into that game and Illinois, they was like, nah, we're gonna play our regular defense. We ain't gonna play this old I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be aggressive and stuff. And I think they sacked Dylan Rayola all four downs in overtime
yeah. Uh,
for minus 52
So,
yards, something crazy like that.
man,
Yeah. So I was like, man, that's don't be playing soft, man. Shit, you gotta go out there and win that game. And I think that's
yeah,
what
you
they
got. They
got
played to win.
yeah,
yeah.
they played to win. And there's so
Yeah,
many times people be doing that old, you know, try to force a field goal kind of mess, man. And they was like, nah, we bringing it.
yeah. Like they know. I'm glad they did it though.
They
Yeah,
I'm
ran it.
glad they did it.
You know?
and Stanford ended up upsetting Syracuse 26-24 last second field goal.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the ending of that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, what was so special about that? They called the timeout. Syracuse called the timeout, and the head coach was hollering at number three, the corner. He told him like boom, boom. And then the next play, they went to they went on number three side. I was like, oh man, I know he feeling salty. He was
yeah,
hollering at him like man, you gotta did something. And then so they did that back shoulder throw.
back shoulder throw. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I didn't get a chance to actually see much of that game, but I did see that Syracuse loss. I think that's a tough loss for them too, with the way their season was going in the SEC is kind of like that Big 12. It seems like you can lose at any point in the week, and it could hurt your chances. I think of being in that playoff. The way the MAC schools is starting to show up, and then that Notre Dame loss to Northern Illinois is starting to look like a okay loss on Notre Dame's behalf, with Northern Illinois moving up in the rankings as well. And I think with this loss, that gives them a chance to move up even more. So that's something to
yeah.
look at as well.
Level Up Sports 10, share with us what you were sharing with me earlier about those undefeated teams in all the conferences so we can get a
Um,
better picture of how many people are actually undefeated.
with last night's games, we have now In the ACC, we have 4 teams that's undefeated. Syracuse were one of those teams. You have 4 teams that's 3 teams that's 4 teams undefeated, 2 teams that's 3-1, and 2 teams as well that's 2-0. And you have 5 teams that's 2-1 in the ACC. And with the Big Ten, which is looking very strong, you have 1 team sitting at 4-0, which is Illinois. You have 3 teams sitting at 3-0, and you have 4 teams sitting at 2-0, with Nebraska at 3-1, and 7 teams at 2-1. And we go to the Big 12, and in the Big 12 we have 7 undefeated teams, 6 of those teams being 3-0, and 1 of those teams 2-0, with 5 teams 2-1. And also coming to the SEC, you have 7 teams undefeated, and you have 6 teams at 2-1. And with that, you have 9 top 25 in the SEC. You have 7 in the Big Ten, minus, the possibility of Nebraska dropping. That might take the Big Ten down to 6. And Big 12 coming in with 4, and an ACC with 3. And the MAC school have that 1 team, which is Northern Illinois, that's beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is 2-1. And that loss that they took kind of look good on their resume, even though it's a loss. And then you have Liberty sitting at 3-0 in the Conference USA. And I know we spoke about them, I think, in week 2 with those schools, Liberty being one of those schools to look at as well. So I think the field is a playing field from here, throughout the season. And I think a lot can be determined with all these big games coming up in the schedule as well that we have, especially today's games.
Yeah, I think you mentioned maybe almost 30 undefeated teams.
Yeah.
By the end of week 6 or 7, it's going to be down to maybe 4.
Man.
All those teams going to be playing each other.
Yeah, a lot of big games, man. A lot of big games with those teams playing each other. The SEC, the SEC and the Big Ten, hands down, man. I think two of the big conferences. I think the Big 12 is just teams just need to prove themselves, and they have that chance with games coming up, especially today. Kansas State have a big game coming up, along with a few other teams in the Big 12. So that's just something to be seen with the Big 12.
Cool. Parlay Poe, what you looking for the most today in this college football week?
Today, it's some nice games today. Liberty plays somebody good.
Yeah.
They got to test. Yeah, they got to test today, and I'm looking. See some of the conferences in conference play this week. We in conference play, and I want to see how you face some cupcake guys. I want to see how you play against the conference guys this week. This going to show, because a lot of conference playing each other today.
Yeah.
We're going to see.
What about you, Level Up Sports Team?
The one game that stands out to me, I think, today, probably the biggest game, in my opinion, is that it was a toss-up. I like the USC-Michigan game for sure. I think that and the Tennessee-Oklahoma is a top billing game, and I think there's going to be a lot of teams that come in this week undefeated. That's going to leave with a lump, and I think in a few weeks we'll be able to tell as well if it was a good loss, and the quality of the loss that they took, or will it not be a so good loss? And I think one of the scariest teams out there to watch today, going in a big house, I'm sorry, Parlay Poe, is them Trojans up against your Wolverines. I think that's just the biggest game today. Everybody want to see Orgy as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm on the same sentiment that Poe was on, that now that these teams are playing in those conference games, because all that other stuff, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah.
If you want to win your conference, you got to win your conference game. So
You do.
whether you got a loss outside of conference or not, that stuff don't even matter. Handle your business in your conference, And that's what I want to see. Who's going to handle their business within their conference so that they can say, yeah, I'm the king of whatever conference you in, you know? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm most looking forward to today. Who going to stake their claim and yeah, I'm one of the top teams in my conference because I just whipped up on this dude and he in my conference, you know? Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. So real quick, we're going to go over the teams that will be in the 12-team playoff if it happened today. So last week, it would have been Georgia at number 1, Ohio State at number 2, Miami at number 3, Utah at number 4, Texas at number 5, Alabama at number 6, Ole Miss at number 7, Missouri at number 8, Tennessee at number 9, Penn State at 10, Oregon at 11, and Northern Illinois at 12. A few people have changed around, so now Georgia and Texas flip spots. Texas is now 1, and Georgia is now 5.
Right.
And also, Penn State and Oregon, they flipped. Last week, Penn State was 10, now they're 11, and Oregon was 11, and now they're 10. And I think there was another move too. It was is it Tennessee and Missouri? Yeah, Tennessee and Missouri, they flip-flopped from 8-9. So if we look at this now, number 12 this week is Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Number 11 is Penn State. Number 10 is Oregon. Number 9 is Missouri. Number 8 is Tennessee. Number 7 is Ole Miss. Number 6 is Alabama. Number 5 is Georgia. Number 4 is Utah. 3 is Miami. 2 is Ohio State. And 1 is Texas. Now, we all know that a lot of that's going to change in these upcoming weeks because you see all those SEC teams in there. All them SEC teams ain't going to be in there coming up. And Utah got a big contest today against Oklahoma State. And if Oklahoma State wins that, Kansas State might vault up there and be in that spot for the Big 12.
Yeah.
A lot of movement. A lot of movement.
Right.
So first we got Northern Illinois at Georgia. Who do y'all think win that game? I mean,
Northern Illinois at Georgia.
at Georgia.
I'm gonna pick Georgia. Even though they had some struggles, they going it's time for them to get back on the road. And then them dudes ain't running the ball like that. You know what I mean? Like Georgia ain't pounding the ball like that. They need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that one, Level Up Sports fan?
I agree the same way. I think Georgia will come in and be stout and run that ball and show their strength and just pound away on both sides of the ball. Defensive flying everywhere, getting after the quarterback, and Georgia with the win.
Yeah, it's a game where you get a chance to, try to work on some things, tune up some things, and get some guys healthy at that point against Northern Illinois. So I think I'm picking Georgia too to win that game. So next we got number 11, Penn State at number 6, Alabama. Who do y'all think come out in that one? That's a good game too.
Yeah. Penn State and Alabama.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. So what they playing at?
They're playing it's in Alabama.
I'm going with Bama.
Go with that.
But dude showed he can't really win the big game though. You know what I mean? Franklin, well, he showed he can't win the big game.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
knock on him. That's the knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in many big game situations, and I mean, he's definitely had the talent to get quite a few of them, and have came out on the bottom of every big game. And I say this would be another one, and they would be calling for his badge, his position, and everything else, because Bama gonna put their foot in Penn State on this one. Because I think Bama is a team that's that freshman, man, I don't know. I watched him, and after he got that touchdown, they just took off on another level. And when that kid get going early, I know this Bama's a different team, and I think that'll be one of them games where they try to get him going early and take the hat off Penn State.
Yeah.
It's on Franklin's coaching, and can Drew Aller take advantage of Alabama secondary, because that's the weakest Lincoln's Alabama's team is that secondary, man. Their secondary got a bunch of young players, and can he take advantage? They're good players, highly talented, but can he take advantage of them since they're young, and can he get that ball out there?
Right.
And, you know, what's been a knock on Drew Aller? He can't. They manage him, and he throw them short passes, but he can't throw the deep ball. And if you can't throw the deep ball against Alabama, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Alabama to win that one as well. Next up, we got number 10 Oregon at number 7 Ole Miss. Oh my gosh, another go.
Another
You know
bang.
what? This is really going to see who is who in the SEC and who is who in the Big Ten. With that being said, I ain't even gonna go with the Big Ten. I'm going with Ole Miss. It's at home for Ole Miss too.
It's at home for Ole Miss.
It's at home for Ole Miss. I'm going for Ole Miss. That speed, they really going see it's speeds on both sides of the ball on this one. You know what I mean? I seen Ole Miss play. They speedy on offense and defense. I seen them play. They play well. They play well.
I think it'll be how's it going, City League TV?
Top of the morning, fellas.
What's going down?
What it do?
I think it'll definitely be a showdown. My little brother's a big Oregon fan. After last week, watching Oregon run that score up on Oregon State and seeing how they play offensively. Ole Miss is still a team. I got a friend. He said that take Ole Miss serious this year, and I'm like, they got to show me some more. You know, that's one team that definitely had to show me more than they could tell me. And I won't want to go against my little brother for them to have that big matchup against OSU with the win. I'm going to take Oregon on that.
Okay. What's your thoughts on that one, T1? We got number 10 Oregon at number 7 Ole Miss. If we had the 12-team playoffs right now, who you got?
Probably gonna have to go with Ole Miss. I would need to see a little more from Oregon before I feel like they're still Oregon. I don't see enough from them. I really don't see a lot from Ole Miss either because I'm not sold on the SEC. So really, I can see this as a great matchup, a little toss up. So, and if it's bowl season, playoff season, I'm gonna have to change my call and go with Oregon. Roll with the Big Ten, especially after Oregon having an opportunity to go and play that Big Ten ball, which is not like the Pac-10, and that's going to pay some dividends for them at the end of the season.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm picking Ole Miss as well, man. To go to Ole Miss on the road.
No, I picked Oregon. I changed mine. I'm a Big Ten homer during the bowl season and playoffs. Even if it's a team up north, I'm really rocking with them. I'm not rooting and saying go, but I want the Big Ten to go and represent our conference.
Oh, for sure. So we got 3-1 Ole Miss. So I'm thinking Ole Miss. Whenever you got to travel there, man, you got to play in that hostile environment. A game of this magnitude with Lincoln Riley, not Lincoln Riley, but Lane Kiffin calling them plays, man.
Yeah.
He's a difference maker, and they got talent. That Jackson Dart throwing that ball, man. I'm picking Ole Miss. So on the 3-1, we're gonna go with Ole Miss playing in that game, going in advancing and play against Ohio State.
Let me ask a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So would y'all still stick with Ole Miss if it switched around and it was played out at Oregon in Eugene? Would y'all still roll with Ole Miss if they had to travel to Oregon?
I don't think I would.
I don't either. I wouldn't
Yeah,
either.
yeah, I don't
That's
think I
tough to
would.
play in Eugene. You know, they coming. They
Yeah,
coming. They gonna try to pack that house where they got it rocking.
yeah.
So,
I don't
so
think
y'all feeling like the home team is definitely gonna have a huge advantage in these playoffs this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
without a
Oh,
doubt.
yeah, for
That
sure.
first round, without a doubt.
That's a good question right there. I'm like for sure on that one. Man, they ain't gonna let them get no tickets, man.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely be rough, but that'll be an interesting thing too. Like, how many tickets are they allocating for the visiting team? Do they
Right.
just get that one little baby section, that you see during Ohio State Michigan game or Texas and Oklahoma, or
That's how it is.
do they give them a little more?
No, you can't. That
No,
it won't be home field
That's the home
advantage.
field advantage, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it won't be home field advantage if they did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is right.
Yeah, we gotta get a up. We won our conference and well, whatever we did, and
right.
we got a better record than y'all, so we got to get it up.
With that.
All right, so the next one we got number 9 Missouri at number 8 Tennessee.
Banger after banger.
No, I thought what's your name was playing. I thought Tennessee was playing Oklahoma.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
for
the
the
day. We talking about if we
not
had the
the
12 playoff right
Oh,
now.
the playoff. Oh, okay. Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Right here.
I think that's another banger. SEC. As you said, it might look different, but for this one, I don't know. I've only seen Tennessee once. I don't think Tennessee has played much of a schedule as Missouri has played right now.
Yeah, I think.
They look high powered though. They might not play
Yeah.
the schedule, but when you look at them, you turn that film on. They look high powered.
That offense is flying, that defense is flying, and I've been seeing glimpses of that T. Martin style of Tennessee with the quarterback and the way the receivers because he spread that ball around too.
I can see that.
The defense is just committee. So with that being said, I'm gonna take Tennessee. I'm gonna take Tennessee. I know I got Oklahoma beating them today at Oklahoma.
See,
I'm gonna take Tennessee on
that,
this because they at home.
that should change everything you think about then if you got Oklahoma beating them today.
Nah, I just with the playoff
Right,
picture,
because if you got Oklahoma beating them today, they ain't even gonna make it here.
they ain't gonna be in the picture. Right,
Yeah,
but
look.
I'm saying I'm basing it off what they got now. If you had Tennessee and you had Oklahoma at this 9th position, I'm gonna take Oklahoma. I'm definitely gonna take Oklahoma for that Oklahoma Texas shootout once again. But I just feel with with this game, I think Tennessee could beat Missouri over Tennessee beating Oklahoma because they at home as well. That home field advantage.
Yeah. But that game today, man, that's the game I really want to see for real. Besides
What's
my
that?
boys,
Which one are you talking about, Paul?
that Tennessee and
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, man.
Oh yeah,
Oklahoma's just
agree.
got more defense to me over Missouri. I just like their defense. I've always liked Oklahoma's defense. That's why I chose them in that game itself.
Yeah. Well, I'm going with Tennessee too. And the key word Mossberg said, he said right now, Missouri has played a tougher schedule, but once their schedules are all done, Tennessee's schedule is going to be way more difficult, and they're going to be battle tested. And Missouri, they got a pretty weak SEC schedule, probably weaker than everybody in the whole entire conference, man. So I don't think they're going to be battle tested if they were to even make it to the 12-team playoff. So I'm picking Tennessee to win that game. I think most Level Up Sports 10 pick Tennessee. Who you picking in that one?
Tennessee.
T-Juan?
I'm going with the home team. Going with the home team, Tennessee.
Okay.
I do see that home field advantage making a huge difference in that first round.
Yeah. Definitely that. Definitely that. I can't make it no more simple.
Right.
That
Right.
is-
It's
that is-
almost like an alley oop. It's almost like an alley oop. You know, because at that time, the end of the season, you know, whether you're coming off of a conference championship or, you know, just a real good, you know, 11-1 season or whatever, whatnot, and you have an opportunity to play at home in a playoff game in the first year of this 12-team playoff. Just imagine the energy that's going to be in these buildings. You know, in December, late December, just the energy that's going to be in these buildings is going to be electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be electric, bro.
It is.
Like I ain't even gonna front just for the sake of having a home game. I would love to have one of them SEC teams have to come up to Columbus or Ann Arbor on December the 18th. You know what I mean? And have to have them cold helmets clanging and banging. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
That's the different. Elements, man. That's the elements.
Yeah, go to a Wisconsin if Wisconsin is playing good, and go play up there in December.
Yeah.
Good
all right. So listen, this year the teams that get to host those the second round of bowl games is the Peach Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Rose Bowl, and Sugar Bowl. If we started today, Texas will get to pick the first bowl. Which bowl would you think that they would pick? Peach, Fiesta, Rose, or the Sugar Bowl?
The sugar in Texas, right?
It's in Louisiana.
Yeah, the sugar in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Oh, the Cotton Bowl is in Texas. Yeah.
The Cotton Bowl, yeah.
Oh, they're gonna pick the least travel. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The least they have to go. They're gonna pick that. You know what I mean? Like, and then if they playing in Louisiana, it really ain't no elements out there, but rain sometimes.
No, they in the state.
Well, that's a dome.
They in the dome.
Oh, they doing the dome?
Ain't no elements.
Oh yeah, ain't no elements.
So Texas is going to the Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl. That's what I would say. I think they would go to the Sugar Bowl.
All right, number 2 is Ohio State. Are they going to the Rose Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, or Peach Bowl?
They going to the Rose Bowl. I think they would take the Rose. That's what they like. I think.
Yeah, but it's a big chance they could take that Peach Bowl too, and make them plane trips and flights a little less expensive for the fans. Yeah, so I can see all these teams, even though the tradition for the bowl games with Ohio State is the Rose, but I could definitely see all of these teams taking the less road travel and, getting to whichever stadium is closer.
Right. Right.
The closer ones would be the Fiesta and the Peach Bowl.
Peach Bowl is in Georgia. Fiesta in Arizona. Although we've had a lot of success out in Arizona, I don't know if they would, try to roll with that, but I really, really think they would just try to stay closest. Like, we have a lot of success out in Arizona. We have a lot of history out at the Rose Bowl, but I just don't see that playing a factor.
But look, let me ask this. So you picking this. What ranked is Georgia right now though?
Georgia's playing number 4, Utah. So Utah will get that last bowl pick. They will get that last available bowl.
Right.
Okay, so Georgia ain't in the run. Yeah, I would say that Peach Bowl. I mean the Peach Bowl in the dome.
I can't wait to talk about that. I can't wait. Hey, look. I was dreaming about Georgia's schedule last night. I don't think they're making the playoffs, but let's keep it moving. I don't think they're making the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs.
Nah.
Them WTP Sports dude, I think we may be the first ones to say it. They're not making it. And I think it might be unanimous over here.
They are not making the playoffs.
Listen, man. Listen. If it got to do with Georgia and Alabama making it, listen, they ain't gonna make it.
Hey, Paul, Georgia's schedule is treacherous.
It is.
They got Ole Miss. They got Ole Miss, Texas,
and Tennessee, and
Alabama, and Tennessee.
Yeah,
they losing 3. They might lose 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, if they lose 3, of course they out of it. You already know that.
If they lose 2, they out of it. Because that means somebody else gonna be ahead of them than a conference champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a tough road, man. They got a tough road.
Nobody's making it with 2 losses. Nobody's making it with 2 losses. You're not, because you're gonna have your conference champion that most likely go undefeated, and whoever they're playing may only have 1 loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna say Ohio State gonna go to the Rose Bowl. Miami probably gonna peach.
I'm saying they going to the Peach.
You saying they going to the peach?
Yeah, I'm saying they
and I
go to the
talked to
Peach,
Ryan Day too yesterday.
Yeah.
So okay, we're gonna put Ohio State in the peach then. So Miami got to pick between the Rose Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl. Out of those two, where you think they will go?
I don't know. Have they been to the Fiesta? They ain't been Fiesta or the Rose Bowl, right?
No, they ain't been in either one.
No, they haven't been in either one. That's a good question. You said the Fiesta Bowl was.
I guess they've been to the Rose Bowl at least a time or two. You know, the Rose Bowl had a national championship sometime, right?
Right.
During these little playoffs.
Miami wasn't in it.
Oh, right. But hold up. You say Miami playing who? Oh, Miami just get the choice. You said
Yeah.
Miami.
Miami.
All right, got you.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
They'll probably send the Buckeyes a couple $100,000 and say, listen, do not pick the Peach Bowl because we want to go right up the street and go to that Peach Bowl in
Go
Georgia.
to that Peach Bowl. Yeah.
Hey, that couple $100 ain't even gonna buy us a player, bro. We good. That ain't enough money. We big bank over here. We big bank just like y'all.
Said we want that Neil money.
Yeah. We gonna need about $5 million or something.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and look at what these matchups would be then. So first off, we got number 5, Georgia at Utah. Well, wherever Utah decide to play their bowl game at, which would probably be the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona. They don't want to travel all the way to this side of the country, or the east side of the country.
So that mean Miami will be Rose.
Who y'all got in that one?
You say Georgia and Utah?
Georgia and Utah.
Is Cam gonna be hurt?
By the looks of it.
Man, that dude, man.
Today.
Huh?
He's supposed to come back today.
That's what I'm saying. He's supposed to. That's what you know what I mean. He's supposed to.
They're gonna put him out there and against them Oklahoma State boys, man. They better be careful.
But this the game he have to play right.
He
He have to play this game. Yeah, he have to play this game.
It's a make or break.
Yeah, he have to play this game. I still would think Georgia win.
I agree. I feel Georgia win. They preparing for that SEC showdown coming up the following week.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, T1?
Georgia. Easy.
Yeah, I got Georgia too, man. But listen, that's gonna be a slobber knocker, man. Both of them teams is physical. That's gonna be a slobber knocker. But I'm gonna pick Georgia in that one. So the next one we got, this is a good game too, man. Number 6, Alabama versus number 3, Miami.
Oh. Which quarterback played the best?
Yeah,
Which quarterback played the best, man? Even though Milroe been there before,
Texas.
I think Cam a little better than Milroe. You know what I mean? I think he better than Milroe. So I take Miami. I got mine. The way they playing right now, I don't think Miami gonna lose.
I don't got them losing the game.
Yeah, they not. Because Syracuse didn't. I don't think. I've been talking about Syracuse in the sleeper, but I don't think they're gonna be a threat.
Nah.
I agree. I say Miami as well. That Cam Ward he's just a different QB, man. And I'm staying with my ACC squad. You know, Seminoles looking horrible, as one of the sportscasters, the news radios said this morning. Said my Florida State team is horrible. That's her alma mater. She said they're playing horrible, and she just happy to be here. She ain't even want to go travel for anything. So I'm taking Miami on that win, and it's gonna be one of those games that they talked about. It was about 20 years ago on that one, T1, when y'all played Miami 20 or 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. I got it set up for that big showdown once again.
Okay. I'm going with Miami too, man, because I think that Cam Ward will be able to take advantage of that young secondary that they got at Alabama, and I think that Mario Cristobal will be able to scheme up some stuff, even though he's probably more of a well, he was an offensive lineman, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Miami. Yeah, so I'm thinking that Miami can pull out that win. Who you got in that one, T1? Miami or Alabama?
I'm gonna have Miami taking them out. Alabama's run. Alabama Georgia's run might be over, man. Their runs might be over. I hope they over. I'm so sick and tired of them
Yeah,
universities,
you know.
man. I'm serious, man. I'm sick of Alabama and Georgia.
Man, you know how I
Yeah.
feel about
Just
Alabama,
like
man.
they sick of Ohio State. But we ain't won enough. They be winning. Just to keep it all real, they be winning, man.
Yeah, I mean you can't hate on them. They doing what they supposed to do.
They
Yeah.
don't got Nick no more though. They
They
don't
ain't
got
Nick
Nick.
no more. You're
They
right.
don't got Nick
And
no more.
it all makes a difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it do. It
It all
definitely
makes
do.
a difference.
I don't know what Nick be saying to these guys, man. He have a 5-star behind a 5-star. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he's
And they
man.
stud. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not.
Hey, then another 5-star behind that 5-star.
Yeah, you
Right.
know, I'll be like, man.
And they wait their turn too. But then when they get their chance to play, though, they end up in the NFL.
In the NFL.
They play, man.
Yeah. All right, so now we got number 7 Ole Miss versus number 2 Ohio State. Woo, that's another good one, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who want to go first on that one, but it ain't gonna be me.
I'll go first. I know we got T1 in here. He dressed up, he full, and he on the right road because I got your Buckeyes rolling through and getting a win against Ole Miss. The reason I say that, you know, as a fan of the game, I done watched OSU week by week. At this point, we all know everybody's schedule going to be what it is going to be. You get in it each week, you get the win. And as you can see, it don't matter who they play, they coming in and they winning. And so far this year, the wins that they supposed to win, they've been putting points up on the board. So I feel it'll definitely be a nice game for sure. But I think OSU just have too much offensively as well as the defensive stars. They're starting to step up each week, and the amount that they're playing those players at the first level and the second level, I think that'll make the difference in that game. Some of those second level players will come in and play, and it'll just be too much of a rotation to give Ole Miss in that game as well.
Okay.
Like it.
Who want to go next on that one?
Man, that game gonna end in a tie, man. It's gonna end in a tie. 0-0.
End of the time, like we're gonna have to just call it
Yeah, we're gonna have to just call it like, whoa.
after the
Like,
10th overtime.
But in time, but for real, I don't think the SEC that powerful no more. You know what I mean? So the Big Ten probably take that most likely.
We need it. That's why we don't need y'all falling back off for real. I'll be talking about smack, but
Yeah.
we don't need Michigan to fall back off and go like they were before Connor Stallions got there. We need Michigan to still be up cracking some heads when they not playing us.
Right.
Yeah, but see,
So that they don't say the same thing. It's just Ohio State.
Yeah.
Everybody else is okay.
We fell into that Penn State mode though. We was winning, but we couldn't beat the top 10 teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what Michigan did, instead of Sharon being the young coach, he went to go get an old defensive coordinator. You supposed to stay young, bruh. You supposed to stay young. You supposed to go get this young, fresh dude that was the secondary coach for Minner and promote him to the head coach. To the defensive coordinator. But it was a fire sale. They thought everything was gonna come down on Michigan, like, you know what I mean, like. And all them dudes got out of there, and most of them at the Chargers right now. If you ain't at the Chargers, you at the Seahawks.
Well,
Hey,
Yeah,
Paul.
you know what I mean?
Hey, Paul.
Yo.
Do you think y'all made the right choice with y'all's head coach?
Well, I'm saying he proved he can win, but it was with Harbaugh schemes. You know what I mean? Like when Harbaugh got out there, he didn't know he was leaving, staying or leaving. So he took everybody with him before he said he was leaving. Everybody don't know that. He talked to the defensive coordinator, the safeties coach, the line coach, and everything, and told him he might be leaving. They was on board. So he had to be the last man standing.
I think that was dirty by Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And
I'm talking about once you think about it. Yeah, once you think about it now, I think it was dirty too, because he took everything that even though we had a lot of seniors and stuff, but he took the defensive coordinator. Only one stayed with Sharon. Only one stayed with Sharon. The one dude, he supposed to be the next defensive coordinator, but he said he got a couple games too. So he went to the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was dirty.
Hey, but this is what I say about Sharon, though, Poe. Like you said, he proved that he could win, but anybody can win with 40 returning seniors and, 10 returning players that could have went in the NFL draft the previous year.
Yeah,
You better win. You better win. So now I'm saying now is his time to prove if he can actually win and if he can fill those shoes that I left behind for him.
I got a question for you on that. You can answer both of y'all, especially you, Poe. I know this is an interesting question. This may be the first time this came up this year. If Michigan has an unsuccessful season, will Sharon get called for his position?
Nah, I don't think not right away. Not right away, but he ain't gonna get that Harbaugh leisure. He ain't gonna get that.
What if y'all only get 4 to 5 wins this year? Just saying.
But he ain't gonna get the like the Harbaugh took so long to beat Michigan and he was losing to Michigan State. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna get that. If he lose to Michigan State next year or this year, whatever, even the coming up, they're gonna give him like 2 years max. He gonna get 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna get 2 years. They gonna do him like that one dude from Notre Dame, the Tyrone dude.
Willie, man.
Yeah, they gonna do him just like that. Watch.
They rocked him real quick.
Man, they rocked him to sleep, man.
Man, Tyson Holyfield.
And you know, we don't get as much rope as our counterparts. We don't get as much rope. Our chains, them babies is short.
Right. Especially if you miss off on the dude in your own state that's supposed to come there. You know what I mean? 5-star dude, and he ended up going to Alabama or somewhere, and you supposed to sold him up. Like, come on, man.
It hurt. We all lose them though. We lost some. We lost some kids. We lose 5 stars to Michigan. And
but y'all reload though. Y'all recruit in California and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Y'all used to. Y'all used to be happy in California too.
Yeah, and then because see what it was is the California dudes, they was good skill dudes. You know what I mean? But as far as them lineman dudes, they really ain't that good like that. You gotta go down to Texas or Wisconsin or Chicago, get them big boys.
Yeah. As long as they get a quarterback, they're gonna be all right, bro.
Yeah. And did the Neal package make a big difference too?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Neal package make a big difference. Some of these dudes, I'm telling you right now, like I said before, if they grew up from the dirt, they're gonna look for money. But if they come from the middle,
even if they didn't grow up from the dirt, like shoot, Poe, I can't wait to get my daughter one of one of them shirts made. That's why I tell her, you gotta go put some points up. You gotta get some points and rebounds and blocks. In your
Yeah,
first year out the gate, if you don't get that for us, baby, it's gonna be hard for us to get a couple dollars.
yeah. But I'm saying, but I'm saying these dudes they have a different mindset of women though. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
women, yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Their mindset is totally different. They want
for sure, for
the
sure,
whips, the chain, and the women. You know what I mean? Like
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
All
agree
right,
with that.
let's try to finish this one up real quick so that way we can be ready for college game day when it come on. Because I got to hear that song, bro. I got to hear that song.
yeah,
So we got Ohio State advancing there. Who do we got? Number 8, Tennessee at number 1, Texas. Who we got there?
I'm gonna go with Texas.
Texas.
I'm gonna go with Texas.
Texas.
If dude healthy,
If yours is healthy.
if yours healthy,
I'm taking either one of them. I think Manning will come in and do the job. So I don't even think it matters. You might have
I
to go
don't
to
know. See,
another
man,
position and say if somebody else is healthy, but I think them QB's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna just call
see,
him
this our first time seeing Manning. We don't know how he gonna look under pressure though. This
Listen,
this gonna be a different pressure.
We know that blood. We know he ain't a
like
James. We know he's more like a Manning.
Yeah, he liked that,
Yeah.
Poe. He really liked that. Once I
Yeah, we
seen
gonna
that
have to see.
run,
Well,
once I seen that run last week, man,
Yeah, I
listen.
seen that.
I said that boy liked that, and that's the one game I'm gonna definitely check. I think with or without, man, like that kid is something special. I think college football is getting warmed up to something that we watched in the NFL for so many years that we're gonna watch for a couple years in the college football season, starting with today.
Yeah.
I think
But
he's
this
something
thing,
special too, man.
oh,
But still, it's a difference between coming in off the bench, man, and starting a game.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's all on you.
I agree.
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? It's totally different, man. So I want to see what he do today, even though it's
Yeah.
ULM. But if he starts against Mississippi State, that'll be a much better contest.
Much
for
better
us
test.
to see what he like.
Yeah.
You know?
who y'all got today?
We got University of Louisiana Monroe.
Oh, okay.
They
That's-
only throw
yeah,
the ball.
They don't even got no they don't even have a money line for y'all. They just got y'all, they got the over and under, and they have the like the points.
Yeah. But I mean, they've only thrown 31 passes in the 2 games that they played. They all
Yeah,
run
see.
heavy. They run heavy.
Yeah.
But
Man.
you ain't going in the DKR just run heavy. You're gonna get 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. So
Right.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, so we down to the final 4, y'all. We got number 3, Miami versus number 2, Ohio State.
Ooh.
Rematch.
Ooh.
I know my boys will be ready. And I know it's gonna be some clanging and banging. So y'all already know who I'm going with. I'll sit back and listen to y'all.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Poe.
Man, that's a barn burner.
Man,
That's a barn burner.
Get your popcorn,
Man.
get your slushy, get the grill popping, everything.
Man, that's a pick 'em for me, man.
I don't want to say nothing wrong, man.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want to say
a
nothing
pick 'em,
wrong.
man.
I'ma just I think this is definitely a game that where they're gonna be comparing to the rematch from so many years ago. With that being said, I just seeing Ohio State last year, seeing Miami last year. I think when you bring the Big Ten and you compare the ACC, I think when you go through the season and you play teams as Ohio State will play this year, compared to the teams that Miami will play. Not saying that the teams that Miami's playing is no good. Let me get that straight. But with that saying, the conference matters. And I think the Big Ten is a tougher conference. I think Ohio State will be more than battle tested when it comes to this game. And I think at this point, I think battle tested being one of them, the amount of players you play, as I said before, and I think the way Ohio State has been playing these players in rotation, that'll be a big part. But that defensive line is different. And I think they'll be able to get after Cam Ward, Sonny Styles. I've been watching him since last year. I think he's definitely come into his own on that defense, as well as the other kid. He got that long name. I think this will be a big game for him where he step up on the defensive side. And I think Ohio State gets this win and a close one. When I say close, I think this game going to come down to that fourth quarter and those quarterbacks and those lines, offense and defensive, standing up and showing their stoutness in the end of that game to get the win.
Man, listen. There's going to be so much film on Will Howard at this point. If Miami can get some things together defensively to scheme against that guy, man, they got a chance of winning that game. I'm going to pick Ohio State too, because I think that, they just got too much talent all around. But I ain't sleeping on Miami and their ability to scheme up some stuff, man, to light up Will Howard and throw him off of his game. But I'm going to go with the Buckeyes on that one. And just because, we in Ohio, I'm going to give you some love there, T.Y.
I appreciate it, but I ain't hearing enough being said about that defense and how elite that defense is. And by this time of the year, man, I mean, it should be that silver bullet defense of old, to where it's like, damn, every tackle, damn, like.
See, we don't know yet because y'all haven't played against a high-powered offense yet. So when you meet
no doubt, and that's why I said by that time. Just like today, we got another practice. I just need to see it looking like a very crisp practice. That's all I want to see.
After a bye week, this should be a 60 pointer.
Yeah, no rust, none of that.
Yeah, this should be a 60
pointer. We already played. It's not like the first game of the season. We didn't play 2 games. We know what it is. We know what we have to improve on. Yeah, I'm looking to see an even more dominant defensive game as well today too.
Yeah.
Because these lower level teams still getting yards.
Yeah.
Western Michigan got yards on Wisconsin. Western Michigan had a win. So they can move the ball. These teams can move the ball. You have to remember the real difference in all of these teams, even when you go down to, let's say, them HBCUs, it's the offensive and defensive line. You give almost any of these teams a dominant offensive and defensive line, they're competing with anybody because they have the skill positions. They have corners. They have linebackers. They have wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks. They have all of the skill positions. It's that offensive and defensive line that controls everything. And if you have that, you can beat anybody on any given day.
Them hogs, man.
Yeah. That's why I say Michigan is always going to be relevant. If they get a quarterback, they're always going to be relevant because their trenches is always going to be good, bro. Their trenches is always going to be good. Always going to be good. All right, so the last one, we got Georgia. Oh, let me get that right there. Number 5, Georgia, and number 1, Texas, to see who play Ohio State in the national championship game.
I'm going to go Texas with that. If Duke healthy, like I said.
Yeah.
Because y'all like Archie, but I mean, little Manning, but I ain't seen enough of Manning. I seen old boy, Sam. He the real deal.
I think
Paul, you know football. Right? And I will say you have a very high IQ when it comes to football. This Manning kid is a Manning on steroids.
Man,
so that's and then just a little piece that I've seen so far. This is a Eli, a Peyton, even Dad, and all of them on steroids. The 2025 version, where this kid even has speed.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that's why I'm saying that.
But
But I'm rocking with you with Texas though. But I'm looking for
yeah,
Texas to win by I'm giving them like +8.
right.
Yeah, I got Texas as well. I just think if I like you said, man, I've been watching Arch Manning since they first talked about him coming in, and it's like the other day I watched, and when Peyton was talking, he said he calls him when you can call Peyton Manning and you can talk to him about coverage, and you're doing that. I don't care what nobody say. That's different within itself. If I got an uncle like that and I could call and I could ask him, I think that just prepares him on a different level. I think his preparation is, I mean, the semen and what we see in his uncles. And if Ewers is healthy, I think Texas is even more dangerous because that gives them
Yeah,
two quarterbacks and that gives them an offensive line to work with. And I think the offensive line know what they have in both of those quarterbacks, and they're willing to do whatever it's going to take in order to make it successful. And we never know. Eli and Peyton was always making sure their offensive line was taken care of with the money they had. So who's to say Arch is not making sure that his guys is taken care of with the nil money that he received? So all of that could go into play and be a success on Texas half as well, on Texas behalf as well. So I do got Texas winning this one and a couple touchdowns like they did Michigan.
Well, man, when you look at a guy who's been in the system for 3 years and a guy who's been in the system for 2 years, and man, he's very talented. But hands down, man, if we going into a game like that, I want Quinn Ewers as my quarterback, man. A
yeah.
guy that's been in the system for 3 years.
I call him same.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah, yeah.
you can't even compare how much he knows about the system, where the ball need to go in comparison to Manning, who's only been in that system going into his second year. It's just hands down. He's just light years above what's the name in terms of that system. So I'm definitely hoping that Quinn Ewers is healthy. And with him back there, I don't have no doubt that we're gonna win games. With him back there.
right.
Yeah. All right, so we down to the last one. Number 2, Ohio State versus number 1, Texas. And
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
say it right out. I got Texas winning the game right flat out.
Yeah.
Of course you do. I got
My
Ohio State winning flat out.
My biased opinion, Texas gonna win.
Ewers. I like if Ewers is healthy, definitely. I feel he'll be healthy at this point. Even I just have Texas winning. I just think when you have that, nothing against Ohio State. That's one thing for sure. Nothing against Ohio State. In this game specifically, I think about that game when Texas played Ohio State with Colt McCoy. It kind of reminds me of that same type of game with Texas having a much better quarterback in Ewers than McCoy. And I just feel that, like you just said, the preparation and having that extra year under his belt, this is where it definitely will pay dividends, knowing how to make those play calls, adjustments within the game. And I mean, Ewers he plays in big games and he shows up and he plays well with them. I mean, everybody knows that the last year. So that's another reason as well that I have them winning. And I just feel it'll be a close one. I mean, if you say now Ohio State and Texas played each other, you sit down and you're going to eat popcorn for a couple overtimes. I guarantee you that because that's the type of game I feel that can happen.
Man, our running backs got to be healthy too. Right now, we might be starting a true freshman running back today. If Jalen Blue can't go and Trey Wiseman, who are both game time decisions, one senior, one is a sophomore. If those guys can't go, man, later on in the season because they continue to be banged up with these ankle injuries, we might be in trouble because we need that running back position to be solid because we like to throw the ball out the backfield. And
Right.
with the true freshman, we can't throw the ball out the backfield to him.
And we have linebackers with speed right there waiting on him. I'm looking for the Buckeye defense to dominate in this championship game. I'm looking for the Buckeye defense to dominate in this championship game. I'm looking for my corners to be locked down. I'm looking for my safeties to be cracking heads and blitzing. I'm looking for my linebackers to stop them running backs going out there in the flat and being able to run with them. And I'm looking for that defensive line to dominate the Texas offensive line all night long. I see my Buckeyes playing with an attitude. I see my Buckeyes mad. We want revenge. You heard me? We just had to watch Michigan go and win it all. And you
Yeah.
think we just gonna sit back and waste a perfect opportunity? This is the perfect opportunity. This is the perfect team. This is the money team. You might as well get Mayweather need to be at the game. It's going down, and that defense will show why they should have been number one from week one all the way to the end. Just like everybody say, hey, Ohio State paid all this money. They supposed to win it all. But you don't have nobody out there with Ohio State up at the top at number one unanimously. But what you do have them doing what y'all doing to me today, y'all doubting me and my boys. And that's the fire that we need this year. And that's the fire we get when we see these rankings and we see these teams and the way that these teams is playing. We know we can't take that one L like Ohio State has done for the past 30 to 35 years. That one L knocking us off from having great teams. People was mad at Kirk Herbstreit for saying he wasn't surprised about this Ohio State team. He said, when did Ohio State lack for talent? When was the last time? And this team is no different.
Right.
This team is no different. This is one of the most talented teams that we've had if they can complete the mission. But if not, it's just one of those good defenses that we had with 11 players that made it to the lead, and you're looking at all 11 of them on TV. We can't afford that. We're not wasting this opportunity. We are enjoying being number 3. We will embrace if we even keep winning and get down to a number 4 because they're so impressed with Tennessee and whoever else they may just be in love with as they do year after year. But we're not gonna waste this opportunity. Y'all don't know what we've had to go through for the last 3 years, and for Michigan to top it off with the national championship.
Yeah.
Them boys are working. They working.
Well, for what it's worth, Will Howard is 0-3 against the Texas Longhorns. For what it's worth,
without an offensive and defensive line, and quarterbacks, and the 2 best running backs in all of the country.
Y'all going against one of the best offensive and defensive lines in the country too. I mean,
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Trench warfare for sure.
We'll see.
Would that be saying go blue?
He said,
Yeah. Would that
Joe,
go blue? I'm out of here, y'all.
Yeah, I know you can't say that right now, Joe, but hook 'em.
Hey, I could just say go nose, man. I'm gonna still say go
Peace,
nose.
go blue. I'm
Y'all
out,
know
y'all.
what it is.
See
Y'all know
ya.
what it is over here. OH10, baby. 614.
For sure. I appreciate y'all, man.
You
Yes, sir.
already know it, man. Look, you see, I'm up out and early today, bro. I was talking all of that smack, but I double booked on the birthday parties today. I hope bird stuff go long enough that I'm able to get in there and mingle with the family.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to Kevin's thing too, man. Hopefully I can make it work with this
Right. It's the perfect time, but I got a whole nother party at the same time, man. Surprise party.
Yeah. Oh yeah, surprise party too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I can't say who they might be. They might be listening in. But they be tuning in to them WTP sports dudes.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
we gotta keep some things on the low.
I want to do another one later for the before the 3:30 games.
I don't know, man, because I'm probably gonna be getting ready for Kevin's thing. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's the point. Yeah, and I already be. I got to be at my place at 3:30, so I'm gonna be watching the end of the Ohio State game on my phone. Oh, I got to charge my portable charger up, and then that Michigan USC game come on after that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Triple
yeah.
header
And
on
what is
Fox.
it? Tennessee, and Texas tonight.
Tennessee and Oklahoma.
Tennessee and Oklahoma. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Texas got an easy game. Yeah, I can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they play late tonight. Yeah,
Some more good football on.
some more good football, man. I think it's gonna be like this week in and week out. So
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
From here on out.
all right,
Most
man. Y'all
definitely.
enjoy the rest of y'all's morning, man. And if we get a chance to chat later on, we'll do it.
For sure.
All
For
right.
sure.
T1 WTP Sports Dudes, we out.
We
Yeah.
out.
Peace.
Peace.